Hey my friend, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk to you about ascension symptoms that many of you may be feeling during this time. But before I begin, I just felt deeply to give you this reassurance that you will be okay. I just feel we need to hear it more frequently than ever before, because energies are very intense right now. And when there are intense energies, we feel chaotic because most of our lives we live in this small version of ourselves. People call it ego or false self-identity. We don't live in the observer part of us that is more like, childlike but wise and intelligent, because today you are wiser than you have been in the past, and you've grown so much and you've learned so much. We still many times look at the world through the lens of this small identity, of conditioning, of what we've been through, of beliefs we've formed when we've been hurt. And we forget about that other side of us that is here on an adventure, that is here on an exciting journey. Because many times it doesn't feel like that because we don't live in it. But that other side of you is the side of you that is actually connecting you back with wholeness. So I can speak from that side of you because that same side of me is, that same part in me is the part that is also in you, because we are all coming from oneness. And we can, put it into words. And therefore we can remind one another of who we truly are, so we can tap into it and live more from it. And yes, our experiences will be unique. Your experience will be unique to your own desires, to your own drives. But the feeling is the same. When I live in my purpose, I feel the same way as when you live in the purpose. When I am joyful, I feel the same way as you when you're joyful. So that's what it means to tap into that part of you, and that's from where I'm speaking. I've written certain things down that I want to talk today about when it comes to spiritual ascension, because what is happening is that, yes, you have ascended so much. You've uplifted yourself. But sometimes when we go through the process of ascension, we get to a higher level the way that something excites us, something inspires us. We get into whatever teaching that resonates with us, we start applying it, but we apply it the way that we suppress maybe the more painful parts of our lives, and we just get into that journey of whatever growth, whatever transformation, because we need to tap into something pure and light firstly, to experience it, to feel how it is, to see if it's worthy of that journey. And obviously we recognize, yes, it is, because it feels so great, and there's so many incredible experiences. And usually, when we go into that journey, we soon start manifesting incredible breakthroughs. But then years after that, what starts happening is that our past that we've moved away from starts catching up on us, because there are certain lessons that we still need to learn from there. There are certain wounds that still need healing. Yes, you needed to tap into something pure and something higher, like a higher frequency, but you're still carrying a backpack with you that requires, you would be carrying books with you that you've never read, but you need to read them in order to understand your path. That's what it means to deal with our past. And right now we are exactly at the phase where we are releasing that backpack. And one interesting thing about this is that we don't release it by just saying, I let it go. We only release it when we understand why something happened the way it happened, and what kind of purpose it had on our path, for our evolution, for our service to others. Because only when something truly makes sense, we can embody it and therefore manifest purposeful lives for ourselves. And purpose leads to abundance, because when you're doing something purposefully, it means you have drive for it, right? It motivates you. And when you're motivated, you're excited, you are inspired, you want to be the best version of yourself. And that's what people are actually attracted to. They're not attracted to what you know. They're not attracted to who you're trying to be. They're attracted to what they see in you because they want to experience more of that in them as well. So they're more attracted to your energy than to what you bring out. And that is something that this ascension is all about, to actually embody more of yourself, to be more rather than just know more. And this is what we are stepping in. We are stepping more into being. And yes, this sounds strange, because how can you be more if, you're still surrounded with something you don't want to see? Well, the way that you start honoring all the experiences as something that needed to happen for your evolution, and only when you truly understand it, it will take you deeper into your purpose. And your purpose is not something you find, it's something you recognize in your pain. Yes, because sometimes we really need to get hurt in order to recognize how we can be a part of the solution, so these things can happen less frequently in the society, and therefore you become a beacon of light for others. Every one of us has a unique story. That was my story, and many other people's story is very similar when we tap into something higher. But what many people are experiencing right now is some kind of a battle. It's not a punishment, but I've noticed so many people right now are actually manifesting what they've been running away from for such a long time, consciously or unconsciously. It's catching up on them because it's finally time to release it. And yes, maybe for the next 2 years this release will be happening, but the process of this karmic purification is speeding up because energies are speeding up, which means vibration is now faster. The frequency is vibrating on a faster level, which means things are happening faster, lessons are showing up faster, clarity and realizations are hitting us faster, which means everything may be a bit more intense, potent. But it's due to this time. It means we are ready for that. And more you embrace what is happening, more you accept what is happening, more you find meaning for your path in what is happening, and truly embodying the lesson and do what comes up to you as a realization. So what not to repeat and who to become. So you can be that version of you that is calling you, like that vision of you that you have for your life. More you become it, more all these chaotic things that are maybe still happening in your life will stop repeating. And one thing before I go to energy themes related to this is that maybe somewhere in your past you had a good time and then it disappeared because you needed to go through a loss of it. But you stayed attached to that time, like back then times were better, and right now I only feel the lack of what was present back at that time. And therefore most of your energy is still stuck in that past, and you can't accept where you are. But actually where you are right now is all you have. You're just mentally somewhere in the past. And sooner you accept that this is where you are right now, sooner you will notice what this time is introducing you to. And for most people, what the lesson here is allow the past stay in the past and you be in the present, and be completely in the present and see what this present time is truly inviting you to do, to be, to create. So the first energy theme is death of the old identity. So many people are experiencing this sense that their old self is dying. The roles, the labels and ways of being that once defined us. So let me know how many of you resonate with this. Maybe you've played a role, like being a caretaker, or being a people pleaser, or being a fixer, or trying to be something you've seen maybe somewhere else in social media. You want to be that, and you've tried so hard, and you've recognized that's not you. And now you're on this search of what truly feels natural, not just what feels pleasurable, but what feels natural to you, because that's where you're discovering your real identity. Like before, at the beginning, I mentioned there's a part of you that knows, and that part of you is very peaceful because it understands everything happens the way it needs to happen. I don't need to force anything. I don't need to change anything outside of me. Things are the way they are, and they are reflecting to me what's within me. And only when I truly acknowledge that, I stop being in resistance with it. And when I accept it, I notice it is actually waking me up into something I've never been before. And that something you've never been before is maybe not scary, maybe it's exciting, maybe it's joyful, maybe it's wonderful. You will never know until you become it. Once you become it, you will be so grateful that you've decided to become it, right? Like, I never thought where this art journey will take me, and this YouTube channel, and then being a mentor for others. I never thought where it will take me, but today I'm so grateful that I said yes to it. That's the same thing for you, for every one of us. When we recognize that we don't need to be stuck in a certain idea of the past, how something should be, we could accept that what is present right now is what needs to be, and we let go of that guilt and that fear and that blaming and that frustration, because we recognize back at the time we did what we knew. Right now we're wiser. Yes, we see better. So instead of looking at the world through the lens of blame and judgment and criticizing and whatever is holding us back, let's look at the world right now through a lens of acceptance and open-mindedness and open-heartedness. And yes, sometimes we need support. So, like yesterday I've mentioned to you, kids have so exciting experiences of life because they're not holding to what they know. They're in this state of wanting to know. They're asking why this is like that, why this is happening, why this is happening. So instead of you asking when things will change, when this will stop, start asking yourself why this is the way it is, why it happened, why I needed to go through. And you will notice teacher comes when the student is ready, right? So the death of an old identity is also causing a confusion in the mind, because we want to make sense of the past, and we need time to make sense out of something. So therefore, don't force it, but also don't define yourself by what you know right now. Like people say, I feel lost, I feel stuck, or I feel life has no meaning. Those are all false statements because they don't make sense. How can you feel lost if you don't even have a sense of direction? Like when you are on traveling, and let's say somewhere in the middle you get lost, you don't define yourself, I'm lost, and you stay there forever. No, you firstly ask yourself, where are you going? Like, where are you intending to go? And then you look around and you try to find someone who can help you to find that place. You ask them for a direction. They say, yeah, you need to go on a plane there, or on a train, or on a bus. And then you need to leave it at that location. And then when you will be there, look for that corner, go to the right, and you will meet your goal, right? So in life, it's the same. We don't define ourselves like, I'm lost. No, we are not lost. Maybe we've lost a sense of where we are going, and now we don't know whom to ask for guidance because we're not sure where we are going. As soon as you return back to your senses, you recognize, okay, I don't like that I feel this way, so maybe my goal is to feel more freedom. Okay, can someone help me to navigate myself through what I'm going through right now to experience more freedom? And hello, now you're on an adventure once again. So this is important to know, because if we define our present situation from a limited state, guess how we will feel? Limited, and we may stay there forever. You will not stay there forever because you're so unlimited, but maybe you will just need more time. It's all okay. So the death of identity also means that now you are not allowing yourself to be defined by something limited. You want to be defined by something that will be constantly encouraging you to become more. So this may mean that you're now saying to yourself, I'm the luckiest person because I always figure things out. Or I'm such an incredible creator. I always create something that makes me feel grateful. Or I'm the most creative person. I love to create stuff, or whatever it is. You're not defined by this small picture of yourself, this self-image that is making you, just stuck somewhere in the corner. You know that you're actually something way more, and you're willing to discover what else is possible for you. That's where you tap into your soul, because soul is all about what else is possible. What else can I experience? What else can I create? What else, or with whom else I can connect, whom I can serve, where can I be the light, and what this shadow is teaching me, and on and on and on. It's exciting. It should be exciting. And yeah, it doesn't mean that your pain or suffering that you've experienced is not real, or that it shouldn't happen. But it means that eventually, if you will live like, what we talk here, on and on and on, it will eventually turn into excitement, which means there is excitement for you, possible, which means it could become a goal for you to create more excitement out of your life. And if that becomes a goal, it means you already have something to look up for. It's maybe for those of you who feel like, I don't feel any goal for my life. I don't feel any direction for my life. I don't know who needed to hear that, but maybe that's you. The second theme, and again, this video will be a bit longer. I just need to share everything with you. I don't know what to do about that. We need to flow, right? River must flow. So let's go. The second energy theme, confronting hidden shadows. Yes, we've talked about this. So what people have avoided or kept buried is rising to the surface. Old fears, survival patterns, or emotional wounds are catching up. This creates what feels like a collective dark night of the soul. But it's also an initiation. If you face it, healing and transformation follow. So yes, facing with what you've been trying to escape. There's maybe the worst case scenario of fear still present in you. And it's only present there because you're still in this narrative that life always punishes you, or that only bad things happen to you. You've created this kind of a story because something maybe in the past happened to you and you had no better understanding. You felt a victim, of course, because it was hard or painful. And maybe today you still hold on to that story. There's another story that says also, because there's an evidence of it, that you will be okay. Like, you are still here if you're listening to me. So there's another narrative that says, whatever happens, I will be okay. As long as I'm alive, I will be okay. And there's always someone who can teach me how to make even more sense out of it, how to surrender even more, how to heal even more, how to experience more ease even more, how to experience more purpose even more. Are you willing to learn? Open up. Say, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to know. I'm willing to see. Ask for guidance. Ask for signs. I've talked about this before, but I'm reminding you because I know how easy it is that we get stuck in this old hurtful identity and we forget that we are collaborating with life. You can develop a very intimate relationship with reality. And reality then will truly become a mirror. It already is. But if you feel separate from it, it feels like it is punishing you. It's not, it's reflecting to you, my friend. Hey, I'm compassionately asking you right now, look at the reality as a mirror of yourself. And what you see is what you project out. And yes, it brings to you a sense of responsibility. It means you need to hold yourself accountable. It means you need to become aware of what you think and what you're doing. It means you need to put more energy into your own attitude. But eventually, that's the process of breaking through. And that's where transformation happens. So, confronting the hidden shadows is something we are going through right now. It's a phase in our lives. It's not the infinite process. It's just a phase. It's just a chapter. That's something you need to know. It will not be here forever. You see, the darkest night is just before the sunrise, right? You will see the sun rising and you will know exactly why you needed to go through what you're going through, because you will experience freedom and you will fall in love with what you've been through, because you will understand that it needed to happen exactly as it happened to teach you what you needed to know. So now you can be free, abundant, sovereign being. The third sign right now for your ascension journey is that you're experiencing more synchronicities than ever before. Everything is speeding up, which means as you're going through challenging times, at the same time, universe is also giving you this kind of, science, so you can trust, so you can know that it's happening for the greatest possible good. And it's helping you to raise your energy, to raise your head up when you're going through something dark, to know that, yes, maybe something painful is still not resolved, but there are so many things that are unfolding. And maybe your deepest fear that may be related to maybe finances, or to love, to relationships, or to your health is maybe still there. And maybe you are still dealing with the manifestation of it, but everything else is showing you how easily things can unfold when you start to trust, when you ease up a little bit, that rigidness. Oh, this will not work. I'm a victim, or whatever it is. When you ease up on these things, when you relax into knowing also in this area things can unfold smoothly as they are in these other areas, that's the purpose of synchronicities. It reminds you that with the same ease that something unimportant happened, can something that you made important happens if you maybe decrease the level of its importance. Like when you put it off the pedestal and you start to look at everything more equally, like money is as equally important as leaves on the tree, maybe, or experiencing a breakthrough is equally important than seeing a butterfly in the nature, something like that. This is a challenge that we're learning, because our mind judges things outside of us for better and worse, but actually everything is just life unfolding. And when we see that life is just unfolding, we recognize we are unfolding as well. Unless we are holding on to something that is not serving us anymore, more we can relax and understand that actually it's time to move on. It's time to make another step, to relax into knowing that everything will be okay. And not just that, to follow your vision, to follow the vision of your highest possible excitement, to step into it, to embody it, to have clarity around it, to visualize it, to become it, but not being attached to it. Like, if it doesn't happen, then I'm a bad person again, or everything will fall apart. No, life has a plan for you, but you can also create a plan for you. And that's how you collaborate with life. Something will go your way and something will go how it needs to go for the greatest possible good. So this is called collaboration, right? So relax into it. The fourth sign is that people are learning to trust without having an evidence. This is something that is rising. That's why in my recent videos I've talked so much about trust. So trust is a word people hear all over, like over and over again. But to truly embody trust, I've noticed in my life, is quite of a journey. Because, when I feel good, I have a lot of trust. It's easy for me to understand what's happening. But then I have a bit of, sometimes I'm a bit tired, sometimes many things happen at once, and I lose the sense of trust. I get into fear, and this old survival mechanism turns on. And that's when I actually need to breathe in trust and relax. I actually feel tension in my stomach when I'm in that state. So I breathe into my stomach and I say to myself, I am safe, I will be okay, everything is okay, everything will work out. And then I ask myself, okay, what can I do right now? What can I do? And I make a plan out of that situation and I start initiating it. So this is then discipline, accountability, and clarity. So you need to have these things in order to get yourself out of a situation. Because it's not about waiting and being passive. It's about, as I said before, collaborating, doing your part in the process. So trust without evidence is something that we're learning. It's a major theme, and it is asked from you to move forward without having a proof. Logic and certainty won't be there, and the mind might resist. This is a test of trusting your deeper knowing, even when the external world hasn't yet caught up. So if you've been feeling something like that, know that you're not alone, and also know that there is a deeper part of you that is constantly giving you a reassurance of what you need to know, but you need to trust it, because it's not loud like your mind. It's not loud like your fear. It's like, some kind of a master teacher that speaks with comfort and pace. So maybe comfort and pace is the energy behind it. Maybe combination of comfort and pace is the energy behind it that gives you reassurance that it's the truth. So it's easy to understand that if you tune into the energy of what you feel, because feeling is the truth, right? Feeling is the secret. It's not the mind that will help you from now on. It's actually the feeling, sensing the energy. When you sense more chaotic energy, there's something from the past, or there's something mental that is happening. There's something related to fear, maybe. There's judgment, there's comparison, and things like that. But when there's space, and there's clarity, and there's calmness, you're in your true nature. You're more in, that natural you that is here on an adventure. And the fifth theme is manifestation through integrity. So you will notice that every time you hold integrity, every time you stay true to what you know that is best for you at that particular moment, things will manifest very, very smoothly. And you will almost not be able to believe how it happened. It will just work out because you hold integrity. You are not lowering your standards for others. You are not, losing yourself due to maybe, because someone, because your fears were challenged. You haven't surrendered to it. You stay true to you. You stay true to your vision. It's not rigidness. It's called devotion. You're devoted to a life you're building, a life you're manifesting. And that's when your work becomes rewarded. This is called the great work that we are doing. Manifestations are arriving faster, but they depend on how honest you are with yourself. When you act from integrity, honor your inner authority, and live in alignment, positive outcomes flow. when you betray yourself, and the dissonance shows up just as quickly. So this is a powerful lesson here. Every time you betray yourself, so usually it feels like we do something that's against us. Even though we wanted good for someone else, we've noticed actually that person needs to have an experience that we shouldn't try to change. Sometimes it happens like that. As soon as we betray ourselves for something that was out of alignment, we also experience a manifestation of that. Things go wrong, things fall apart. They don't really go wrong, they go exactly how they go according to our frequency. But it teaches us, hey, don't stop betraying yourself. Stop putting yourself into some kind of a fifth place. Put yourself on the first place so you can fill up your cup, so you can be of service to others. Filled, not empty, right? It's not selfishness when you do it with the right reason. And if the right reason is a bigger goal, to be of service to someone, then healing yourself and loving yourself will be a very powerful process, right? So honor inner authority and live in alignment. So that's once again this part of you that gives you authority. This is the divine part of you. Conditioned you is like a kid that is still learning to live. But that true you is like a master teacher to that kid. When to do something and when to let go, when to relax, right? And in any work we're doing, either it's a sport, it's an art, it's our job, it's parenting, whatever it is, we have periods where we need to take action, and we have periods where we need to make steps back and maybe stay quiet and allow things to unfold. We can't control everything, so we need to become wise what to control and what to let go. And that requires patience and contentment to be there, to witness, but to not interfere sometimes, right? This is what we hear from wiser sources of intelligence. When people are channeling certain beings on higher dimensions, they say, we are observing you, but we are not interfering. Because they became so wise that they know in order for them to learn, they need to go through hurts. And we can't interfere because we will take lessons from them. And in order for them to ascend to where we are, they need to go through what they don't want to go and then reflect on it and see what it taught them so they stop repeating it. And this is the present ascension. So it's not truly about having just some kind of positive mentality, even though it's very helpful and important, and we need to have this growth mindset where we see that everything is happening with a reason. It's also accepting the darkest parts of us, that they're very present and they crave love, they crave being heard, they crave being seen. And you will notice when you give that to them, even the most rigid parts of you can become blooming flowers. The seed that was planted into the darkness can grow into something beautiful. That's you, my friend. But also look at these most painful parts of you as these seeds that can grow into something that will feed your life's purpose, that you're stepping in. I will leave you here. Maybe here I want to add that yes, as you're ascending, you are stepping into purpose. And maybe even if you've been living in your purpose until now, a new purpose is being born. It's related to what you've been doing, or it's something even bigger, but you're stepping into it, and it will only be revealed to you when you allow these seeds of pain to grow into flowers of wisdom. Oh yes, let's bring some poetry. This is it for today. I will leave you here. I'm sending you lots of love. blessings and power. And to those of you who need a little bit more of it, here you go. A little bit more of love. Let's get it, right? Open your heart, my friend. You will be okay. You have survived. So now let's open up. Let's thrive. Let's find the excitement. Let's find the joy. Let's find passion. Let's discover it. Let's fall in love with that new you that is growing right now. Fall in love with it. And you will become it. Love is a sign that you've experienced the completion of healing. And there are degrees to it, right? Never-ending journey. There we are. So, big thanks to everyone for watching, for leaving a comment, for sharing your experiences in the comment section, being of support to someone who needed that. Thank you so much. And also big thanks to everyone for supporting my work. I'm also an artist. I'm a painter. I paint visions, bring them onto a canvas, and then they travel maybe into your home. If that's something that you would like to be surrounded with, like high vibrational art, go onto AttractPassion.com and you will find all of my work there. Each painting has its story, its philosophy, its teaching, and it reminds us of what truly matters. So check it out. You can find prints in different sizes, original paintings, and so much more. And also join our Patreon community, which is the sacred space for anyone who would like to be a part of the community. We meditate, we help one another, and we grow, which is a great purpose of it. And also join our YouTube membership program that is there for those of you who want to support this channel. Thank you so much. Because of you, we can keep going, and I love you for that. Well, I love you anyway, but I'm truly grateful to all of you. Till next time, my friend, one love.